testimonials of these words. Lord Jesus, help me to place a demand on these words. You will say amen. Please be seated. I'm so glad to be here. And I want to thank Abraham in particular. Mommy, thank you for inviting me. Sir, because sir, I wish I was as gentle as you said. My head not too correct, that's the problem. My granddaughter jumped on my back yesterday and was watching one of my videos. Say, Daddy, why can't you preach like other preachers? I said, I'm not other preachers. I wish I was like other people. Praise the Lord. Venus teaches. Are you here? Please come. Quick, run. Quick. Ma, now your student. Venus teaches up here. Remember him? He used to be your student. Yes. One of the troublesome ones. What did he study again? Environmental science. But he makes this close for me. And he's a top fashion designer. This exemplifies what I am teaching. Went to PTI, studied environmental science, and went to Aba to go and learn how to make these clothing. And he has a big outfit. Where is it?
Japan.
Number?
Beside the zero bank number 60.
Beside Zenith Bank number 60. Makes this close. And then we will make for my back home. Yeah? Make for my praise the Lord. He's going. He just came to me that he wants to be designing my clothes. I don't pay. I didn't even know I had this until I was looking for something to do. God bless you, sir. Bless you. We want to start promoting our young ones. One girl cooked born again soup for me by herself. And I did a video with her. That video has had 6,500 views from different parts of the world. So if you have skills, I will promote you. I'll do videos, put you on my YouTube channel, and put you on my Facebook page. Because now, as you are coming now, you see those banners along that bridge. You will hardly see an Uruboma and a job boy, apart from maybe Babaye and a Shekiri man. Most of the people in those banners are from outside this part of the country. Am I right? So I made up my mind that I will not invest outside here. And I will spend a great percentage of my income. I don't have any investment outside here. If I want to buy a house at all, I'll buy in Romania where my grandson is insisting. I'll spend my energy raising our people. Because if I say I get you, they are the first people to come. And I don't make friends with old people. Because all of us will die at the same rate. I make friends with young people. I promote young people. Because at least I'm guaranteed of those who will bury me. Number two, old people are always complaining. The good old days. What is good for old people? Always complain of waist pain and all. I don't like. And they don't know how to operate phones. I don't like it. Abraham is more intelligent than I am. He's the one that manages my life and the internet for me. So yesterday we started from 2 Kings chapter 4 and we'll continue from there. Today I'm going to concentrate on raising ghetto millionaires. I had to speak with Okochiego's son, the owner of Boko FM, at the Winners Chapel in Water Resources. He came from a different background, very humble, intelligent man. He came from a different background. But I was an Okere boy. And I used to see his father's limousine pass in those days. Papa, Ojami, Ejogilele. Yes. I am a ghetto man. If you touch my palm, it's like the back of a crocodile. And it would be very foolish of you to look at the sophistication here and think that you belong to a class without facing reality. And one of the problems some of you will have is the difficulty in bending down to face reality. Because reality in the future is deaf and dumb. They will not listen to your complaints. So how have we reached this level? 2 Kings chapter 4. Elisha said to her, "What shall I do for you? Tell me, what have you of sale value in the house?" She said, "Your handmaid has nothing in the house except a jar of oil." Oh God, what you ignore, that is what your mate will use to become richer than you. A little jar of oil. If you want to be a ghetto millionaire, never look down on anything, any business, and any occupation. Are we right? It is the mindset with which you do it that matters. It is not what you are doing. Yesterday, I tried to tell you about different types of money. I told you about dead money. Dead money is the money you use to eat and it's gone. Non-living money is the money you use to buy something like this. The value might not increase, just there like furniture. Then living money is the money you probably reinvest and it keeps. I bought a piece of property for 11,000 where the global witnesses have their center now at Warner Street. I bought it 11,000 and I subsequently sold it for 640,000. I bought my property where I live now. I live on half an acre for 350,000. And the hotel that is near me, disturbing me, they wanted to relocate me. And they went to price it in the same estates. They told me 75 million. 350,000, 75 million. I went to look at a property beside my school, half an acre. I have a big, large expanse of land there. Half an acre. They told me 70 million today. So what I have there, it should be about 210 million. Because I have about 6 times that size. So, living money is, I won't teach you about real estate because I'm doing a seminar online and people are going to pay. So I won't teach you about one or talk. God the Father didn't tell God the Son everything. No, I know make I come back here again. If I don't teach everything, finish, how will they come back? So then there is eternal money. My father-in-law, my grandfather-in-law is from Cooperative. He sent 15 million naira from the land of the dead. The man died long time ago. My wife didn't grow up to meet him. But the man sent 15 million from Erimi, from the land of the dead. How? MTN mast is located on a piece of property that he owned long time ago. So even though the man is dead, MTN is still paying 15 million. So from the land of the living, he's taking care of his children. That's eternal money. And my wife, her own share, she took it to Apoki. The inheritance she got from her mother, that her mother got from Idogi, she used it to do a 2-bedroom, a self-contained there, that somebody is going to rent, that my children's children are going to collect rent from. Now you understand? Yes. Then there is irresponsible money. Money is an idiot. If you don't give it, and it's a slave, if you don't give it responsibility, it will start looking for responsibility for itself. That's why when you own money, if you don't label it, this money is for, if you go to the internet, go and carry the logo of Coca-Cola, they will say you have done an illegal operation. The logo of Coca-Cola is a registered trademark. When you earn money and you give it a label and a responsibility, this money is for this money is for this. Even before you receive it, when the money enters your hand, because it is already labeled, the devil has no way over it, because you have given it a name, you have established an authority, because you are a king, you are a priest, and know ye not that ye are gods. But when you have money in your hand, now the follow me so. Yes, sir. When you have money in your hand and you don't give it duty, at the end of the day you will say, I don't know how I spend this money on. It is because you were foolish enough not to label it and give it a duty. You allowed the servant to have enough time to play, and so it wasted his time. Make sense? Yes, sir. Will we take decisions after now? Yes, sir. Okay, let's go. What have you of sale value in the house except a jar of oil? The prophet said, go borrow vessels. Can we go? Where's our Millionaire? Now, the wife of the son of a prophet, no, we have passed here now. Go up, go to verse 3. Then he said, go around and borrow vessels from all your neighbors. Empty vessels, not a few. Let me quickly teach you this. Number one, if you come from the ghetto, how do you raise capital? This man that crashed in the plane helicopter crash, the match he was going to watch, some seats are 25 million just to sit. 25 million, because it's about $27,000 to sit and watch that match that I don't even understand. I don't understand American football, just be running and falling and grabbing you. And for how many of them there? But he is not like from my background. His father is Shingurigwe, a director general of NTA. And so when he introduces himself to whoever was registering bank or Basanjo or wherever, Wigwe, they will know him. Unlike me, I went to somewhere in Okumabale when I was a medical doctor in the General Hospital in 1985. 84-85. Somebody introduced me to his father. I said, Daddy, meet Dr. Apoki. The man asked me, well, what man know? Whose son are you? And I swore, I said, nobody will ever ask my descendants, whose son are you? For you to be a ghetto millionaire, you must have this anger and say, never again. Never again will somebody ask my children, whose son are you? Never again will somebody tell me like that girl I proposed marriage to, that told me, say, Charles, I love you. You know, I call you mobile encyclopedia, but we are not in the same social class. Say, how can I introduce you to my parents? Rich people, children, get sense. They don't sing this song, you don't make me fall in love. Say, give me the why you take her? Mama, she busted me that day I wept. I said, God, Papa used to say, you know, poor, this babe for grief. But I made a vow that never again. When next time I meet her, the equation will be different. Recently I met her. Boy, if you are from a poor family, don't be walking like this. Progress and let go progress. You put your boxer in your lap. People wear trousers for waist like they had them. Then you come put your own for lap. Then you hold this place as if you carry grenade. They walk out as if you be Boko Haram. Progress. Stupid boy. Remove your hands from your bulubulu. Stand up and fight like yourself. Poverty never again. So how did it go? This woman had no vessels. go borrow vessels. It's like raising capital. There was the seed there, borrow vessels. Number one, sweat capital. Sweat capital. Work to earn money, then save intentionally. When I was importing cars, I worked in the hospital and I intentionally saved. When I was running the 40-bed hospital at 27, I intentionally saved, and at 29, I opened my first practice. Intentionally, you save. So sweat capital is the work you do. You sweat, you make money, then save from it. I know a woman in Bayelsa, in Oxbow Lake area, they call her Mama G. She cut farm for people and built a bungalow. Sweat capital. The next one is love capital. Love capital is people who love you. They are tired of your being a problem to them, but because church people, when you give them loans, they don't pay back. Mama, you know what I'm talking about. When you give them loans, they don't pay back. They go to another church. So what people do is that they only give out what they can afford to lose. So if you want 60,000 to start the business, don't go and meet one person for 60,000. Go and meet 6 people. Go borrow vessels. Meet 6 people for 10,000 naira. It is easier for them to give you 10,000 naira than for one person to give you 60,000 naira. Does it make sense? Yes. Now stagger the date of repayment so that you can have liberty. I'll give you the payment back in April, May, June, July, August, September. This one that is my nephew, I will give him the longest date because he will understand me. But I must make sure that I pay back as at when due, give them a present and a product of that service or thing I'm selling, and make sure I pay my brother. What I have understood people to do, they will tell you, don't worry, you have tried. Young man, you have tried. Am I talking to somebody? When Veno wanted to start, he went to meet one man. He said, okay, I want to be clearing your compound. Am I right? In this town, one chief is want to be clearing your compound. Say why? Say to pay school fees. That offer he made, he got beyond school fees. The problem we have with your generation, you have an entitlement mentality. You have not done anything in my life. You have not related with me. You have no use to me. Then you want me to give you money. My money is my money. I don't own it with you. Or if you like, come and threaten me like the boy that threatened me 2-3 days back. I got a message saying, Dr. Charles said, I live near you, but I don't know, you don't know us. And we are members of the 1 million gang. And we are talking to you calmly now. When we will come violently, you will understand. Don't report to the police because it's of no use. And if you like, you can block me. I wasn't a cultist in the Muslim, I was a cult. And I wrote him. I said, I've received such messages before, but you've made a mistake. Me, I have my own gang, and we are killers. I will not even report you to the police because the police fear us. And the reason you see that I talk boldly on radio and on social media is because government fears me as a killer. And in fact, my boys have started tracing you. And we are going to kill you and shed your blood. Reply me. Okay, sorry, now please, sorry. I'm a university student, I'm broke and all that, and I want to buy a phone, please help me. But even if you are not going to help me, sir, forgive me. I said it has gone beyond that because my gang already on the case comes to threaten me, they kill. So guy, you will live long, nothing was I told him, dogs don't threaten lions. Sister, who to threaten their grandfather, me? So you have this entitlement mentality. So, I love capital. Then there is trust capital. Trust capital is when you can trust me to give me products that when I sell, I will return the money. The young boy that gave me these materials was a boy to the pastor. Then Igbo people, they settled him. And he told me, sister, I want to host a program. And they said, I want to host yourself for more buying Chidio Korava and all that, Ombre Romaka. He said, but the bill is 3 million. And I don't have money. Then I prayed for him. Then he went to China. A woman gave him 5 containers to go and sell and return money. He sold the 5 containers and returned money. That woman gave him 24 containers in 1 year, and each of them was 25 million. And he hosted us, built a 10-flat, 5-floor building, and gave a flat as tax. That time bought 700,000 naira generator for the program, made billboards, gave us big honorarium. Trust capital. Can we trust you? That if I give you products, you will sell and return. Even if I give you money, you will sell and return. That is the problem your generation has. A lot of us, I am the last child, I don't have any child I'm training. But most times, we don't have people who can trust. We don't have people who can multiply things in their hands like the disciples of Christ. Trust capital. Love capital. Sweat capital. Those are 4 forms of capital that you can. Then the next form of capital is cooperative. Cooperative. And what I am teaching in churches is that instead of us to go to banks to borrow, let's form cooperatives within our congregations. Let me just give you a simple calculation. That's not how cooperatives work anyway. 1,000 of us contributing 1,000 naira every week is 52 million in 1 year. In 10 years is 520 million minus interest. So when we use the philosophy of the ant and we form cooperatives inside here, we form cooperatives. Don't give it to pastor to manage. He's too gentle and kind. Look for somebody with crocodile eye like me. Very wicked. To manage, you will see that within a space of 5 years, we have all become millionaires. My wife runs a cooperative, and within a small space of time, every person has become a millionaire. My granddaughter is in a cooperative. My sons overseas are in cooperative, except the one that is an Ajebota. I am in cooperative. We were able to build that school during COVID lockdown because we were not going to bank. We were going to our cooperatives. I never knew that banks don't close. Bank only close to the general public. For some big boys, manager can come to your house on Sunday and give you money. The bishop saw me with Mika in the bank. Just ran to my wife because they were spreading rumor around the way that I don't dress well. Ran to go and meet my wife. That I saw your husband in the bank with Mika. Then my wife came to say, Bishop, one bishop saw me with Mika in the bank. I said, you should have asked him who was sitting in the bank manager's office and who was in the line. Bishop was forming line, not out of gentility, but based on what is in his account. But managers just saw me talking. This one, big boy. So, somewhere can we go up there? Then he said, go around and borrow vessels from all your neighbors. Empty vessels and not a few. Let's dwell on that a little bit. Sir, there are two types of entrepreneurs. There is the necessity entrepreneur, and then there is the opportunity entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is different from business, being a businessman. Entrepreneur, you create a new idea, like going to the moon. Like Facebook was an entrepreneurship program until it started making profit. Are you following what I'm saying? So a necessity of entrepreneur. What you go do now, Dr. Apoki don't come talk, you make us laugh. Let me just go find something to do now. That is a necessity entrepreneur. An opportunity entrepreneur is somebody who sees a need and then goes out to meet it. Like my research on entrepreneurship when I went to do masters in Abraham was sustainability of small and medium enterprises with special reference to Akamu production in Okorodafe Street. Akamu production in Okorodafe Street started in 1954. I was born in 1959. And Akamu production in Okorodafe Street is older than I am. And they have been producing Akamu consistently for 60-something years now without a break. And they mill 80 bags of maize daily. That's 880,000 as at the time I did the research. And they are millionairesses in that place. And from my calculation, for a 10-month working year and a 20-day working month, they were making about 220 million from Akamu. Why? Akamu satisfies CK Prahalad. Somebody say CK Prahalad. You know, see they follow me? Akamu satisfies CK Prahalad's theory that if you can produce anything for the base of the pyramid that earns less than $2.5 a day, that you will be rich. The base of the pyramid are those earning less than $2.5 a day that were 4.5 billion human beings as at the time. So when you produce for the poor, that is a big market. That's why you see drinks are now in sachets, and milk in sachets, everything sachet, so that the poor, and you know poor people eat a lot. Everything poor man is excess. If music is louder, don't ever befriend a poor man. They are very aggressive. They eat more. So if you can mix their demand, you will be rich. That's why when cowbell came, pig milk was posing on Odogu milk. Then cowbell went to the schools, primary schools, and started doing programs. And before you know it, cowbell nearly overtook pig milk. So if you can find what poor people consume on a daily basis and you go into it, you will be rich. But you must not, as a ghetto millionaire, start new projects. Steal with your eyes, steal with your ears. Look for what is already working, copy it, modify it, improve on it, and then make profit. Because business inertia, for you to start from beginning to start experimenting, takes too long a time. Are we understanding what we are saying? Okay. Can we go? So borrow vessels also includes borrow ideas. And when you come in, shut the door upon your sons. Then pour out the oil you have into all those vessels, setting aside each one that is full. Somebody say, shut the door. Shut the door. Say it again. Shut the door. Now listen very carefully. This your posing generation, your swagalicious generation, your Gen Z generation. Gen Z, don't let the Z turn to zombie generation. A lot of people are too proud to bend down, to do what will make them rich. So if you are from the ghetto, you don't care what people will say. Am I talking to somebody? So when I came and I sold the hospital, I was the first bus driver. I was driving the bus. I was the first security man. I was cleaning the toilets. When I noticed that banks were now coming to Ugeli, I knew that the elite were going to come. So before school resumed, I took a chemical, went to the toilet, cleaned the tiles myself. If you are bigger than your business will be less than you. Don't be a director when you have not had the direction where you are going to. You are not understanding. If you treat your business casually, you will be a casualty. In fact, what I want to use to end this message is that the slogan of your generation is that no grief for anybody. Me, my own slogan, I no grief for myself. I had the option of being like my brothers. I had the option of being like every other pastor. I had the option of being like any other doctor. But I decided this body, I will punish it when I am young, so that when I'm old, I can live like a king. So I was the bus driver. I was the security man. I was the one receiving parents. One day I was in the gate receiving parents and students. Because that personal touch matters a lot. I was receiving students. After some time, one woman selling me just saw me. Come. Yeah, I went to meet her. He said, go call HM for me. I went to call HM. HM been like, Omumu will kill you. Now the owner of the school now the same message. What does it take from me? My MBBS is still in my pocket. My MPA is still in my pocket. Does it take anything from me? But I was building my business. Are you following what I'm saying? When you are a ghetto millionaire, bend down, remove shame, shut the door against yourself. People will be talking, they will complain. Mama, I sprayed the perfume and I went to buy fuel at the petrol station. The girls perceived the fragrance of the perfume. That is your perfume now, and say yes. So what do you mean the name? I said Slappy. Only you know what you chop on me. There's no way I will know what to eat. Every person is posing foolishly. So I drove and sat near Bishop Jerry Bakara. Sat near him. Doctor, Bishop perfume now, wow. You go reach 10,000. I say, you know how much I buy? 450. That's gone up over 450. If I buy two different kinds of 450 each, if I spray one here, if I spray another one here, spray one here, spray one here. If you enter your nose, then they call designer. How can am I talking to somebody? I had an Anglican priest, was married to a big man's daughter, and he just came with two perfumes. Said this one is 20,000, this one is 18,000. Designer, me, spray 20,000 for my body. My mama backed me well though. I was always calculating in terms of blocks. When you come from the ghetto, don't live like people who are in their harvest season when you are in your planting season. Am I talking to somebody? So I didn't have clothes. I was just managing Accra and the shoes, 2 shoes. I was just managing myself, and I went to preach in one bishop's church. He said, Doctor, you're one of the great preachers we have around here, but you don't dress well, you and your wife. I told him, Pastor, this is Bishop, this is my, then he was the pastor, this is my planting season. It's only a madman that dresses up to the farm. He said, my harvest season is coming. I don't know how God did it. The day they were making him bishop, I was the guest preacher. I park my car very far away. Use it to face the road, to run away in case of I get you. And I preached a very poisonous message. After preaching, I ran away. And they called me, say, Doctor, where are you? I saw me in my hotel. Do we bring food? I said, no, after preaching that kind of message, you don't eat. Because many are called, few are riches. No, I don't eat in public. I don't drink anything. I don't eat in public. I don't drink anything in public. So the bishop now came with his Mercedes Concord. Came to see me. The small television I had then was like that. You have to karate something for it to come on. Here, push. And then when you sit on the chair, if you are not careful, that spring they used to can just give you injection. If we are looking for remote control, when we turn it upside down, spoon can fall out of the place. You know? And the floor of my house, all the maps of the different countries of the world were there. But the thing had crashed now. I went to South Africa in Durban, and I saw my face on the floor, and I told myself I would build a house. When I look at the tiles, I will see my face. And I bought those tiles for 6 years before I used them. So Bishop now asked me, who has this building? I say it's my own. That one I say it's my own. That place I say it's my own. He said, I am a tenant. Can you give me somewhere to stay? I said, I don't like tenants. He was bold enough to tell me to go to his wife's shop to buy things on credit for my wife, so that my wife would pay. I went to look at it. My wife can buy the land, buy everything in the shop, and still pay her his wife's salary. Today they are still where they are. We have left them. Don't imitate people. Shut the door against yourself. That's the difference between the Igbos and other tribes. They will come among you that are living very simply. So that brings me to, okay, shut the door against, setting each one aside until when it is full. Can we go up? So she went from him and shut the door on herself and her sons, who brought her the vessels. She poured the oil. Let's go up, sir. When the vessels were all full, she said to her son, bring me another vessel. And she said to her, there is not one left. Then the oil stopped multiplying. Call that one there, but let's see some other things. Number one, when you come from the ghetto, your opportunities are very slim. So live a simple life. Mama, I'll tell you something. I hardly share this. Listen and listen well. When I sold the hospital and came to Ugeli, and these church people can be very wicked. You go and preach and preach and preach and sweat. They will not give you one useless envelope that is swollen. You think it's reasonable to use 100 naira. They'll say, may the Lord go with you, as if I came with Satan. And sometimes, as I'm going to preach, there's no food at home. My wife will manage and buy kerosene on credit. Not too long ago, buy kerosene on credit. So what do I do? My children were not used to using cement paper or water or whatever. We must use tissue paper. They were not the one who forced me into ministry. And these people, some of the churches were very generous. The hotel will have 2 sets of tissue, put me in a suite, soap and all that. I will manage one soap tablet for the duration there. I will keep all the ones they are bringing daily. I will keep all the tissue paper. When they bring breakfast in the morning, several tins of sardine and Milo and bread, I will put my belly on the bed and pretend to be fasting. And stay till lunch. All those things I will gather, put in my Ghana must go. When they bring lunch, I will eat only small. For the past 40 years, I have not added more than 10 kilograms. I will eat only small and put the remaining ones in the freezer. That's how I will collect food for 3 days. And 4 o'clock in the morning, I have moved so that the food will still remain frozen. And I will reach Ugeli by 8. When I reached Ugeli by 8, I was telling myself that my sons, let them not behave like John G. Lake's children, whose mother died of hunger in the Kalahari, and they said that they would not serve God, that the God that could not feed their mother was not trustworthy. So I decided to make sure that my children had fun. So my last born would just, the children would just get like, Daddy! I'll say, I'll bring the Ghana ones. I'll say Baban, they will say Baban. Don't look at me like that, I'm not normal. I'll say Bam Bam Bam, they'll say Bam Bam Bam. Then I will drop this, I say shh, shh, shh. They'll be shh. I'll just bring shortbread biscuit, they say Daddy! I'll just bring Bobby, Daddy! That was how we managed. We used to buy 1 kilogram of willy willy and fowl neck with egusi. It got to a point, if they took my blood, they would say egusi inside. But I was heading somewhere. Today I have a poultry in my compound. The broilers are sold for Christmas. The ones that will eat in Easter are there. My fridge is loaded with goat meat, chicken, loaded, because I practice delayed gratification. Don't eat your future now. Don't wear your future now. Don't drink your future now. Don't dress your future now. Nobody is even noticing you. When I went to church as I was going, all of them were just turning and looking at me. They were even looking at you without how stupid you are. Because they know you borrow money from them. So practice delayed gratification. Now, the next thing is that if you pay your tithes and you give your offerings, can I have a bottle of water? I have one here, sorry. Now let me borrow your bottle. If you pay your tithes and you give your offerings and you serve and you are a civil servant, you are like this bottle. You are sealed. That's why you are grade level. And no matter how you pray, I suspect she taught you multiple streams of income yesterday. No matter how you pray, it is your salary you will get. Is that okay? Okay. Give me this other bottle. This one is some space is here. Now, if you open this bottle, that means you are ready to be filled. When the windows of heaven are opened and God is pouring out a blessing, which might be an idea, and when He pours out the blessing and you are ready to execute it, then He will pour blessing into this container. Once this container is full or filled, God will stop. Because He will not break His word. His word says until there is no more room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You enter?
Yes, sir.
His word says until there is no more room. So if you now open another business, and then you open this business, and then they pour water into it, okay, are you taking it down? Don't mind my job, I will soon come up again. Don't mind me. Then take it up, don't mind me. So if you now open another business, God will pour into this place. When He pours here, and this is full, He will be waiting for you. Hold this one. Then you open another one. Then you will fill it again. Then you open another one. Then you will fill it again. Are you following what I'm saying? And as you keep opening, He will keep filling. So where is God pouring into in your life? You can pray and shake your head like a concrete mixer. When you see a professor praying like this, know that he has some trouble. You can fall and break plastic chairs. Fall, break in the church, stand up, and you remain poor, it is not anointing, it's epilepsy that hook you. But you give you an idea. Are you following me? So the more, now listen very carefully. Now, if you set up your business, there must be ease of pouring in. Don't locate your business on the 3rd floor. People might not reach there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You must have those who are willing to pour into it. Don't go and sell shoes where Olumba people are in the majority. Help me drop this piece. Don't sell shoes where Olumba people are present. Am I communicating? You must, if you want to sell anything, sell white cloth. Don't sew open back and sleeveless where the majority of the people are the Lord chosen and the like. They won't buy. Am I talking to somebody? So, the more avenues you open for God to bless you, the more oil that will multiply into it. But if there are no opportunities, then the oil will stop. So I was running practice, I was selling cars. Mama, I don't grieve for myself. I was running medical practice, I was importing fish meal from Pakistan. At one time, I was selling okreka, second-hand clothing. When I started newly, I was selling second-hand clothing. My wife and I would go to the market. She said, no, they are paying us salary, but we'll go there. Because I don't grieve for myself. I was fighting poverty on behalf of my children and grandchildren. And so, my wife will be there, she will be selling, I will hide so that my patients will not see me. But if the sale is down, I will not come to the front of the thing, I will start doing like this as if I'm rushing. People will not come and rush. I will withdraw it. Get sense if you are a poor man's son. Get strategy if you are a poor man's son. Mama, I heard one single statement on television about fracking. How many of you have heard of fracking? Fracking. Fracking is the process of extracting gas from rocks with pneumatic pressure. The word petroleum is petra oil, rock oil. The oil and the gas is formed as a result of fossil materials and vegetables that decayed over centuries under pressure and heat. So fracking was a process introduced in America and even in the UK that reduced the cost of production of oil in minimal fields that do not have big results. And I found out that if fracking was done, the price of oil was going to drop. And if the price of oil drops, the economy was going to fall. And if the economy melts, states like Delta State will not be able to pay salaries. So what did I do? I was telling the churches that I will not increase school fees for nearly 3 years. Then the time came. Delta State could not pay salaries during the war last time. So, there is the dynamism of wealth. Economic meltdown, the money did not evaporate, only melted. Just know where it is flowing to. Use your track away. I never complained under any government. So, I waited. I didn't increase school fees. So people were increasing school fees. I was waiting. I used an anaconda system. I was waiting. Anaconda will stay and be waiting for the animal. I used the anaconda economics formula. I was waiting. Then the economy went down. They couldn't pay school fees. Salaries. People started withdrawing their children from the expensive schools. Meanwhile, I was building my own. The class. They now came to my school. Oh, that's affordable. Oh, that's affordable. Then we'll do tests for some of the children will fail. So, and we're paying so much elsewhere, and you couldn't pass here. Upon warrant, internet entry. as they entered, when you are running a school, there's the period of attraction, there's the period of retention, and there's the period of addiction. They get addicted to your school. And then there's the period of rejection. You select students. So when they got addicted, I now practice what is called Salami effect. Salami effect is to increase the price of your services without being noticeable. So add 200 here, add 500 here, add 500. Poor man pikin must get sense. They never get money, they never get connection, they never get fame. And when you get sense, that's what will make their money come into your hand.
Yes, sir.
Am I talking to somebody? Yes, Mama, let me talk with my people. Yes, so, when I was buying land for the Polytechnic, I did an Anaconda formula. You just bought this land. You say you want to build school, and you are not building school. If I lay foundation, the prices of the land will go up, and I have not finished buying. So I now waited until I finished buying. Then I laid foundation. Then the prices of all the land around me, what I bought 500,000 was now 5.something million. I used strategy. The reason the money of the rich will come back to the rich, they are strategic thinkers. They built a bridge in Caracoa in South America. They said for us to get the money back, we will need to charge the rich. And only rich people wash shoes then. So the rich people bought bags. When they walk close to the bridge, they would remove their shoes, put inside their bags. They would trek across with bare feet. Poor people went to buy shoes. Who go poor? Who they will not see be poor man? They now walk past the bridge and they paid for the bridge instead of the rich paying. If you come from the ghetto, be a strategic thinker. Now, how can you use I want to talk about the internet and wealth creation and the ghetto millionaire. In those days, we had two realms, coven and the physical. Any person will carry my money, go coven fire. How much do you even work with the carry? Today, we have three realms. We have the spiritual realm, we have the internet, and then we have the physical. Listen, if you come from a poor home and you don't have connections, you must know how to be a netizen and how to practice netism. Netism is the understanding of citizenship in the internet. You enter?
Yes, sir.
Mama, as at this morning, I don't make $3,000. I don't make $3,000. Mama, I accumulatively $3,000. So yesterday I should have made $500. How? It's the internet. Every day, Dr. Apoki charts YouTube. I'm adding more than 1,000 new subscribers. I've had only one video I did in Bishop Okute's church. Live video. Has been giving me dollars as I'm sleeping dollars. I did one video in the back of a Hilux truck in my farm on how I want to be buried. How many of you watched it? So man, I have not met these people, but they met me. You are waiting for somebody to introduce you as a poor man's son. Introduce yourself on the internet. I don't understand you. I don't understand you. Mom, I did that video. I told them that, look, I don't want my children to do big burial for me. They should not buy coffin. It will bore us. Let them just use clothes to wrap it. Throw them inside ground. Let them go. They should not wear a shirt. The afro, they were visiting me with ordinary clothes before. It's like you, Momo girls, you go and paint yourself with 150,000. Now, the man, you paint face when the man see you. Not be the same, you go wash the face, go take cook for house. Today, face makeup has turned to building project. You put foundation, you put mascara, then you come and put back wire in your eye. When some of you get to heaven, they won't recognize you. You have two faces. So I told them they should not bother. They should not. If I die within 2 weeks, they should bury me. If they don't come, let them stay wherever they are. The thing went viral. Tunde Edmond shared it. And somebody called me one day. Saying, Dr. Charles Apoki. I said, yes, ma'am. Poor man taking get good character. No, don't say yeah. Yeah. You can never break the glass ceiling if you don't know how to relate with the elite. Because they have their taste and their appetite.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Can you be with us tomorrow? Yes, ma'am. I thought it was for Harcourt. Can you give that same lecture tomorrow for 30 minutes, 20 minutes? Yes. I said, yes, ma'am. He said, okay, my boss will speak to you by 5 p.m. Mama, I was in the cassava farm doing fellowship with my cassava. I just closed the meeting. I ran from the place. There's a demon called Ejukonemu. Ejukonemu demon is what every poor man's son must avoid because he stays among poor people. Ejukonemu demon. As we were just going, then, as we don't really reach there, night till I come fall block road. We come, they wait. If I can't reach there, the interview don't finish. That's it, you call him. The day they give you money to keep another person's money, one person just come and beg you, just give the person money. That's when the owners of the money will call for it. Ejukonemu demon is when a mechanic will carry another person's vehicle. Let me just carry my children from school. As you are hurrying, you will go and hit a more expensive car. That's Ejukonemu demon. As you are hurrying to go and do an activity, one policeman will just stop you, start to check particulars. Ejukonemu demon. If I stay, you make me people are laughing. I don't know why you're laughing. It's a serious matter. That's when, Mama, devil nearly played military. He said, switch off your phone and sleep. God said, phones are for opportunities. Leave them on. And I left it on. And they called me. I ran and left the fan and put on solar energy, connected the phone, and I sat near it. I was waiting and I come back formula. They that wait upon the Lord are not those who fast and pray. They that wait upon the Lord are those who are like waiters anticipating the next demand God will make. So I was waiting. The call just came. By that, don't bind any demon that can affect network. Oh, hello. Are you Dr. Charles Apoki? Yes, ma'am. We saw your video on her on aging. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. You liked it? Yes, I know that's awesome. Tunde Edmond shared it. Thank you, ma'am. Can you be in Lagos tomorrow? Yes, ma'am. If you can book a flight for me. Okay. Please, will you? It's the Kaduna Business School and Lagos Business School that used to give us these lectures, but we felt we should bring you in. Thank you so much, ma'am. Flight ticket open for 4 o'clock. Ma'am, I left by 10, maybe 10. I did not drive, so the tire will not pull off. If you are a poor man's son, you don't only grab opportunities with one. You grab it with one hand. Your man sit down it to directors. So I started by 10, entered public transport. In case if the vehicle spoils, I can even trek to Benin. I've entered Okada from Ore to Bogi before. So, got to Benin on time, got to the airport, started binding the spirit of Ijikon anymore. The flight landed, I entered inside. I flew, I landed. I just called the person I was to call. He was behind me. And then he just carried my bag. There are two Nigerias in this country. There's the normal Nigeria and there's the elite Nigeria. And they just put me in a car. Okay, they said, how much do we pay you for that lecture? I said, since you are disrupting the program, you can pay $1,000 for the 30 minutes. He said, but since we are paying for your flight and we're going to accommodate you, let's give you $500,000. I said, let's start with that. You have to prepare for greatness. No grief for yourself, no grief. And so I was trying to carry books. That organization demon from Okiri was telling me, will these directors read your books? But I carried. Got there, I got to a hotel. They said, which floor do you want to stay? Oh, no. As I entered the car, no green move. He said, unless I fasten my seatbelt, car will not move. So I now fasten my seatbelt. Sometimes they are head. Because my wife's community. Don't know this my village. Ask the driver, who are those people following you? He says you. Then I now arrange myself. Somebody, you are going somewhere. There is a place called there. You will get there. So I got to a hotel. They say, which floor do you want to stay? I said, which one is the highest floor? They say 24th floor. I said, put me there. They said, which side do you want to face? BI or Babbage? I said, Babbage. So I now face Babbage. Enter the lift to 10th floor. From 10th floor to Mama. In the evening, I was hungry. I said, where do I eat? They said, go to 9th floor. Come see food. Food line up like Ghetto Millionaire get sense. And the food when I know now chop. So that everybody will demon. When I'm supposed to be giving lecture, I start purging. I'm talking to somebody. Tell them about shining your eyes. Tell them about who can don't pass. No grief for yourself. Mama, I was feeling sleepy, but I've not done my lecture notes. So I did the lecture notes that night. By 1:30 a.m., I sent it to the woman. I sent a copy to my son in Europe to edit. I sent a copy by 5 a.m. to Raymond to edit. And then by 8, the boss was there. By 8, I was down. I was inside the bus. If you can't be punctual as a poor man's son, you can never do well. So I
And you
entered.
started by coming early to church.
Yes! Muslims don't go late to church. Jehovah's Witnesses don't. Early in the morning, Lady Magdalene set out. Early in the morning, Jesus set out. Early in the morning, Moses. I don't go late. So, got there. Entered the bus. 2 professors were there. I didn't talk. Just pretended so that I don't make mistake. I didn't talk. I was speaking in tongues, praying. Then we got to the place. See, tea. The professors were like, me, I don't drink. Because I have an agbada that I only wear to occasion. I wear the agbada so that they will think I'm a big man. Let agbada not pull the cup and pour water on my body. You know, why do people laugh like this? I don't understand you. I'm making me look like Paul the comedian. It's only move. It's not that one woman just came and just don't ever feel insulted when you are growing up. Let insult give you insight. The best way to fight back insult is to succeed and produce results. Because poor people's children have temper problems. Am I talking to somebody? It's when you want to help them that they run away. So, I didn't drink this. You are Dr. Apoki, say yes. So we've not met you before. I say yes, ma'am. Small children when I be born. We saw your video on the internet, yes. Why did you stop medical practice? I said, I looked at my professors, they were not rich, and I come from a poor family, and I wanted to be rich. So I made up my mind that I would stop practice at the age of 40, so that I can give my children opportunities to become great global citizens. That's why I sold the hospital. And I wanted to do what I enjoy. Oh, say that's my kind of man. So just go there, be yourself. I just went there. They gave me the podium. I started manifesting. It's not only demons that manifest. Manifest is the content of a vehicle or a ship. When you bring out your content, this is a knowledge-driven generation. Don't tie attachment to your head that will hook inside motorcycle tire without anything in your brain. In fact, the emptier the brain, the longer the attachment. Can you sit down 5 hours? So I started, when I got the microphone, you know, I debated for the University of Ibadan. We won the Interhall debate trophy. So I started delivering the lecture. 30 minutes I stopped. The hall stood up. The director started clapping. They now formed the line, gave me a green pen to be autographing my books. They bought books of about 200,000. Then the alert came. Well, even the phone behaved well. Got my cheap Chinese phone. 500K enters. All the school fees I paid from Okere through FGC. Correct. The guy went with him to one place. 45 minutes. Bam! 700,000 enters. Don't preach what others are preaching. Don't know what others know. Now wait till you know where your mates don't know. Then they come with their money enter your pocket. I said this. Mama, this world, if you are a poor man's son, move with an intellectual anger. Not to be intimidated. I went to preach to fellow medical doctors at a healthcare fellowship international. And when I said, open your Bibles, they don't really open Bible, they look me. I was going to talk about passion. Then I said, how will I you must weaponize your generation. You are a poor man's son. I said, when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was under so much emotional pressure, and because of the temperature and the humidity, and because of the burden of the sin of humanity on Jesus Christ, there was a massive release of adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol. Because of the dehydration and the massive release of adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, the endothelium of the capillaries under the sweat gland burst open, and Jesus sweated out blood. All of them, they look good. Now I put hand for pocket. I say, if you know the medical terminology for sweating out blood, I'll give you 1,000 naira. Nobody move, professor, no move. And sit down. And they wait for me. I like Asuna, they wait for me. No Asuna wait. I can't tell them it's called hematidrosis. They call this last time. Let us come to Genesis, all of them come. Let us come to this, they come. Let us come. Then they buy all my books. I come for my daughter, he bring my book, then buy all. I think there's something they there. Away. They follow me. If are educated, let your library be bigger than your wardrobe.
Yes, sir.
You don't understand me. Your library should be bigger than your wardrobe because your wardrobe will go out of fashion, but your library will ever remain relevant. So I don't play with knowledge, and I don't play with the internet. I put them there, I put the knowledge there. I have books online, I have videos online. On Facebook, I have nearly 50,000 followers. And then I wanted to prove a point that the internet does not sleep. I was in a hotel by 2 a.m. I put up live video. People were tuning in from China. So the lands I sell, they buy from all over the world. Mama, they buy land from me 2 a.m. in the night when some pastors are binding those in the coven. And I'm doing business. So anything you do, have an IG page, have a Facebook page. Let the world know you exist. Let them know your product. If you are not in the internet, you are like a man winking to a girl in the dark. Only you know what you are doing. The girl does not know what you are doing. But in the internet, you must be very, very careful. Any wrong post can finish you. Are you following what I'm saying? Any wrong statement, any nude picture can finish you. But the internet is the next gold mine. Are you following what I'm saying? Then I talk about hard work, and then we are done. If you come from a poor family, work 10 times harder than your mates. 10 times harder. Man, I was importing cars, I was practicing medicine. I don't grieve for myself. I will go to Lagos, buy these cars, I will clear them. I left Lagos by 8 in the evening. I was driving one, they were driving 2 for me. We got to Benin, fuel finished. I went to wake my classmate up, Dr. Jessa, woke him up, he gave me money, I got fuel, I drove. As I was going, one policeman was following me, then I tied my hair with towel to make him fear me. As I was driving, he now was following me, couldn't stop me. When it was when we got to where there was light, but he now crossed my front. Madam Park. He said, "No be madam, I am Dr. Apoki with the hustle." I said, "Dr. Abel, go, you try." And I drove, I got to about 5, I got to Obama, my money finished, I don't agree. I woke my classmate up, got money to buy fuel, drove to about 5:30. When my wife saw me, she ran out and embraced me. This my husband, don't die because of us. That's the best embrace I've received in this center. 20 years back. I slept 7:30, I was up. I did surgeries till the evening. When I was decking the school building, I had an invitation to go to America to speak to UPU. To go and use my money to buy ticket, go and speak to UPU. No. I had invitations. One to go to Aba and speak on Sunday. But I had to drive the school bus. And I didn't want sticker boys to hold me. And I left home around 6. When sticker boys must have closed, I drove. I got to about 10 o'clock. They put me in the hotel. I preached Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I woke up by 4:30. By 5, I was on the way. By 7, I was in Thailand Hotel in Waterlines. I slept. Then preached Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was in Akbajo, Assemblies of God Bible School to preach to pastors and their men. My wife sat in the booth of the bus and was selling books. They said, "Madam, come and sit in the altar." I said, "Altar no dey pay school fees." You must distinguish between your state and your status. Our status was Dr. Apoki, guest preacher, wife of guest preacher, but our state we were poor. So we needed substance in between the state and the status. If not, it will collapse under observation and prayer. I finished preaching. 2 o'clock, I was facing Nsuka. because I needed $500,000 to debt the school, the remaining part of the school. I faced Nsuka and I said, any person will enter road and kill you. And I don't know the atmosphere here. All the people respected themselves that day. None of them stopped me. I got to Nsuka by 6:37. It was my 50th birthday. I could have stayed at home to do 50th birthday. But there is a work at hand. There is a place called there I needed to reach. And I got to Nnamdi Azikiwe's church. Preach on Sunday. And then when I counted the money I had from book sales and everything, I had more than $500,000. More than 20 years back. I took the $500,000, I opened the lamp of the roof of the car, of the bus, put it inside, locked it. Then I put 20,000 in my pocket in case I meet bad boys so that they won't beat me too much. By the time I crossed Asaba, I said, if you are mad, come and meet me here. I got home. That was how I was able to deck that building. No grief for yourself. Work hard. Put in energy more than the children of the rich. Put in your best. There's no second chance to make a first impression. Put in your best. And you will eventually make it. God bless you. I will take questions. I will take one question from here, one from here, one from here, and one from here, and we are done. Yes. Yes, sir. Can somebody give me the microphone? Can you? You're welcome. No. I don't interact with church members when I leave their churches. It's a matter of policy. They did not bring me here for you to interact with me.
No, I know. Because I've been to one of the sections.
General conference.
Yes, general conference. That's what I'm asking.
There are general conferences, but as a matter of policy, I don't interact with church members. Okay. Next question. Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, quick one, sir. I want to know if you have any investment scheme. Yesterday, you talked about the thing you did on YouTube that got people from diaspora to buy your products. What I didn't get clearly was if you were selling lands or if you were selling your farm products.
Okay, sir.
That's my first question.
I'm not too smart. Let me take that first one.
Okay, sir.
Number one, I use the internet to sell my gari, sell my broilers, and I add comedy. During lockdown, everywhere was locked down. So I needed to reach people with the internet. And Jospan came to buy broilers. And I said, Jospan, do a video. So I carried the video. I started singing. I know be down, go to, or I dey I dey sell fowl, and I dey okay. Fowl money no dey smell. Doctor when they sell fowl, I know dey shame. So I put it in the internet. People started ordering chickens for their parents from overseas that were here. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So that is one. Then my gari, I started making gari. I discovered that the problem with gari business is that poor people also sell gari. And they can sell their own at any price. But I wanted to sell my gari. So I took my gari. I said, as man pass man, and so gari they pass gari. Dr. Apoki gari is executive gari. If you want to eat executive gari, call so number. People started ordering from Gary from the US, from China, from different places, and that's how I sold my Gary. Then I started selling land online. So the major thing I'm doing online today is land sales. I'm opening a totally new city somewhere between Efron and Ubu. So I sell land online. Any other questions?
Okay, sir. So, not like you have any investment scheme.
No.
Can I throw light on that?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is a situation whereby you have, because you talked about acres of land.
Yes.
So, a situation whereby you have a massive farm where probably you have cassava, all right, planted in all that space, and then you people are buying, all right.
You call investors.
Yes. Do I say investors now? People are buying with the mind that when they invest or when you invest, they would have gotten their capital as well as return on investment.
Thank you, sir. Right. Now, as a pastor, you must be extremely careful of the economy. Mustard seed, the young man that was jailed, is a very nice human being. But you see, mustard seed failed and he went into prison. Sunday I did like that. Started one somewhere and there were problems. And I avoid two things critically. Women, I don't play near women. I fear women. I have gynophobia. I am tempted and seduced. I was a very, very bad boy. So I want to make heaven. This is 39 years I've married my wife. I've never kissed another girl. And I've gone around the world. And I'm seduced. Madam, you don't understand what I'm saying? No, you don't understand. I went to preach in Dubai. One woman with 2 heavy nuclear reactors. Nuclear reactors. Because she thought I was funny, she thought I was a stupid man. She just came, oh man of God, that was awesome. Everything. Some of them reached my throat, some entered my armpits, and my chest was hot for 3 days. The next time she came, the old man and I said, no. Then the next is another person's money. I don't take money from bank, don't take loans, I don't hold another person's money. Agriculture is a big risk. Most investments are big risk. You remember Chimak Group? You know Chimak Group? You know Chimak Group? How it crashed? And if you have that, you do know the enemies I have among pastors. The enemies I have. And when you are a robo man, your enemies are more. Because we answer wicked names. Antaminia one, no the right way. Means of bitterness and wickedness. So they are waiting for me now. So I don't do investment schemes. And I will advise you, please don't invest in investment schemes. They mostly crash. Most times. Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. 2 questions.
Hey.
One more because of time.
One question, please.
Okay.
One question, please. The real estate seminar we talked about that is coming up. I would like to know when, because I would like to key into it.
It's online. It's online.
Yes, when much? Because you mentioned money.
It's, yes, now. It will be free before.
So how much?
It's 10,000 naira. I didn't want to say any of these details. It's 10,000 naira.
Please go ahead. You are permitted to.
It is 10,000 naira. It's 9th of March, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. If you send me a WhatsApp message, I will send the flyer to you or the account you will pay for. If Mama permits,
Go ahead.
I can give you the account number right now. If you like, you can help me put it on top. 74 72 39 5013 FCMB, my name will show. 7472395013 is 10,000 naira, both those overseas. Number 070 52 13 6763. Don't flash me and don't ask me for help. I don't help if I'm a failure. Any other question?
Any question for me, please?
Yes, sir. Gentlemen, I will answer you.
Praise the Lord. Okay, sir. One of the greatest challenges the poor man's son faces is the fear of falling. You know, sometimes one of the general statements the rich makes is that they tell you that sometimes you fall, everything will finish. My question directly to you is because perhaps I know that there are times in your life when you make mistakes and somehow you went back to maybe some few steps back. How do you manage those times? What advice can you give to maybe someone here perhaps that is afraid of falling? How does someone that falls picks up again? That is number one. Then secondly, when someone is into business and he makes a mistake, for example, and the business collapses, is there a particular method or an idea with which the person can start again?
Okay, let me take the last one. Number one, if a business collapses, you must do a post-mortem. Don't blame the devil, blame yourself. Don't even blame circumstances, blame yourself. So you do a review, a post-failure review. Why did this thing fail? What should I have done to prevent the failure? Who should I have met to prevent the failure? What should I have known to prevent the failure? What am I going to do next? Should I continue with this one or I should do another one? Don't ever blame the devil. I always hold myself accountable. You understand that? Then, if I want to start again, I will go to my wife's formula. My wife says that the best time to start is now. She said it is only what is started that is finished. That if you can't start with what you have, you can't get what you need. That if you wait until things are perfect, you can never start. That starts, you will be improving. But don't let people meet you where they left you. That's my wife's philosophy. Then, whether do I fear failure? When I don't fail before, I don't fail. Being born in Okere, I was failure. Failure. Leaving Sansan house to school, hawking firewood, I was failure. So I now developed a Jukokoro. The fear of the failure will be there. But I conquer the fear. And how do I conquer the fear? By taking the first step. First of all, I prepare, I plan, I look for partners, I consult. I don't consult fire extinguishers. I only consult people who can say it is possible. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So then I take the first step, I take the next step. When I finished medical school, my senior brother said I wanted to work in UBTH. UBTH, if you don't know person, you know if you work there. I went to the corridor of the medical doctors. I just saw the logo of government college again. I knocked. The man shouted, "Who is that?" I said, "It's me." Come in. What can I do for you? I said, I'm Dr. Apoki. He said, so what? I said, I want to work here. He said, so what? I said, I attended government college. He said, okay, sit down. Which house were you? I said, Warren House. Okay, where did you school? I said, UI. Okay, come on. What are your names? Like you say, come on Thursday for your letter. Mama, I gave me letter. I got to the panel. 10 doctors were there. 7 were from government college. And I walked. When I wanted to go to university, matriculation was 3 weeks ahead. No admission letter. I just carried my load and said, Papa, they go to university. I said that they go outside. I said, I won't go my own. I reached there. When I reached there, my name was on the list. The Yoruba woman didn't type it. Because of my middle name. My middle name is Oborinini Yumi. So as she was typing, she got to the executive of Pele, she jumped to the next one. I have never had anything easy in my life. I have never been very good in anything before I started. You know, I never went to Bible school. Never been to Bible school. It was just this Sunday school teaching and gra. This is I don't preach normally. How can somebody be guessing and only one person I preach throughout? Because I don't have a good memory. The first day I preached, Don Odunze was to preach. He didn't come, and I was to now run marriage seminar. Hey, I memorized. When I memorized, I can't urinate before I come back. I forgot what I memorized. And I must preach. So I got there. All those who followed me up when I got born again were there. I held the microphone. My hand wanted to shake. And then I raised the song. I'm bold, I'm strong. For the Lord my God is with me. Who asked you? And I preached. I just do it, baby. And I did it. And they laughed. I checked my zip when it was open. The people said they won't come back again. They still came. From there, I have never gone back to where I came from. Just do it. Pray in the spirit, edify yourself. Take the first step. As you keep doing it, you will see that you are improving. Oh, I didn't give you a Apoki formula. Apoki formula is G. Can you write it down? G. Apoki formula. G times E times S raised to the power 4 all over C is equal to R. Now they laugh because I'm a black man. G is the grace of God. E is effort. If there is grace, there is no effort, it will be 0. And God multiplied Isaac's seed 100-fold. It was not 1 acre. The more acres Isaac planted, the more the multiplication. Are you following what I'm saying? So there was drought-resistant seeds, there was grace-imputed seeds, and Isaac's father had a strategy wells, so he had water, and because people were not planting, there was vacant land. So, effort, you must put effort. S, you must develop a system. S times S, you must develop a strategy. S number 3, you must have a structure. S number 4, it is sustainability. All over C, which is constraints. The more constraints you have, the more G increases, grace increases. A stammerer cannot be a conductor. Before he will say, Jaka Road, bus don't go. But if he's singing, he doesn't stammer. The devil cannot take anything out of him. If one leg is paralyzed, the other leg becomes bigger than normal leg. So when you have that Apoki formula, as for you to create wealth as a Ghetto millionaire, depend on the grace. There are constraints, but grace, put effort, have a system, have structure, have a strategy, then think about sustainability, and then you will overcome your fears. The enter. Another one. Oh, gentlemen. Abansani. Touch your Abasiala. Okay, let's answer that lady. You said, ma? Which other one? Mama, good evening. I'd like to take that.
You said you have acknowledged.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, I'd like to know, what has been your most successful strategy in growing Punctual Christian Academy? Is it adverts or there are other things that you want?
Just want to know everything, finish. Waiting now. You don't allow me to go on with you. Listen, when I started the school, I wanted to do adverts. And then, always, I consult God. I relate with him like as my father related with me, and as I relate with my children. I discuss dating with my children. Only the girl only maintain as it, but the boys only discuss dating. So, I wanted to, God said, does Harvard advertise? I said no. What of Cambridge? I said no. What of Stanford? I said no. So what then advertising? They say they are products. So you see, produce good products. So I started by producing good products. Unu Takunu is a greater advert than radio. That is man talk to man. Then treat every parent and child like royalty. You will get their loyalty. Are you following what I'm saying? Then create a conducive environment. I have 30 toilets in one building. Each floor has a cleaner's office. When I had not left for Madam, I must go around the toilets to check because I read in my toilet. And then the appearance of the children as they are going home is an advert. Make sure they talking. The small children will powder their legs as they are going home so that their parents will see them fresh. Are you following what I'm saying? Then admit each child as a person. We don't do common entrance. There are slow learners and slow passers. We treat each child as a person. We can tell the child to write the entrance 3 times until the child passes. I don't know if you follow what I'm saying. Then improve on your environment. My wife has a philosophy that these parents must never come to meet us the way they left us last time. So improve. Then it was when I now reached the stage that I was doing radio programs. To maximize the radio program, I started advertising. And then my advert is not just the school. I was creating a brand of myself. A branding is the discussions you generate on a regular basis. So when I finish preaching on radio, I generate discussions. And when the parents want their children to be like me, so they bring them to my school. Then another thing is presence. You must be present in your business place in the beginning of your business. Because very little decisions can either make or mar your school. So those are the one I will tell you. I'm not going to tell you the one. All right, ma'am. So that you don't go swear for me. All right.
Okay, so I want to ask, there are some persons that their income, as in the business they really don't make so much, and you know the expenses, for example, a family man, the expenses is like more than what he's making, like family.
Forget family, just
yes. So how does that person now, you know, kind of say invest and put, you know, more into the business to get much return? Then
no, let's answer that. I remain the man that had no hands and legs that won a wrestling match with his 36th fight. He says there are many excuses to fail, but no good reason. There's a law called Parkinson's law of expenditure. Parkinson's law of expenditure states that the more money you make, the more the tendency to spend. If you don't have financial discipline, no amount of money is going to be enough for you. After all, Nigeria is broke. So family is an excuse that is not a good you can always have an alternative to what your mates are buying, to what you are spending money on. I don't waste. If my wife gives me food, I don't eat it, I don't finish it. And I don't buy it. One woman I treated the child for epilepsy for how many years now? When she brings over here, long one, my wife will load and just eat small, keep the remaining one. During COVID, when everywhere was locked down, we suddenly discovered that there was snail in our bush, in our plantain. We will wake up 10 o'clock in the night to go and pick snail. We pick snail, fill paint bucket, we crack them. One day my wife really picked steak. Crack them, wash them, put hands on, wash them. We keep them in the freezer. We used to cook banga stew. You follow what I'm saying? And because I knew the economy was hard, I would eat small and leave the rest. So most times, you people don't have limits. You just do everything. How can I come for burial and start spraying money? How can you send me your father's account details? I mean your account details because your father died. I mean killer. How can I do New Year for you? Me and you enter New Year. What I go do for you? How can you say I should do Christmas for you? On my birthday, my Jesus' birthday, not my birthday. So there are. You don't put yourself under pressure. Limit yourself, train yourself, because when you fail, they will laugh at you. Then the next thing is that don't live to impress people. When my wife delivers, I just dedicate the baby within 2 weeks, and the clothes when we get before now we will get. Select the schools your children can go to that you can afford. And you follow what I'm saying? Most of those that win the jam prize, they didn't go to big private schools. Some of them went to public schools. If you are paying 400,000 naira for school children for nursery, how much the beginning will earn when you graduate? So train yourself, train your expenditure. Are you following what I'm saying? I'm not going to throw this shirt away really to the laundry. I'm going to hang it so that the sweat will go. Then I wear it again on your own.
Sir, you said you need to like meet people that really want this Facebook ad and all that. You need to help them advertise. So I don't know, since you talk about your policy, you can't meet people like that's your policy. I don't know how you'll be able to, because me, I'm interested.
Me and mama will partner, but don't meet me on your own. Me and mama. Oh, this my girl is doing this and she's very good. Okay. Please, who is this? Says my this, that. Whatever you want, but you must have good character. No go put me for trouble. Praise the Lord.
Thank you, sir.
I don't shine.
If you are sitting there, you know you are in the wrong position. So if you are clapping, clap very well. I don't have to ask if you are blessed. I don't need to ask whether he entered. He entered. Form and became. No greed. If one word you should not forget, I don't go grieve for myself. Forget other people. I don't go grieve for you.